Hello, I'm Tato Cat. Welcome to my channel. Today we are playing the letter. Previously, we were just finishing up our thing with our besties, and then we saw the creepy girl in the store window and freaked out, and now we're finally getting to talk to the professor about everything, thanks to Ash. And that's pretty much where he left off. Also, he's not very mean. He's a very nice guy. Alright, let us continue. It's obvious why Ash has taken a liking to him.
Ashton tells me there's something you wish to discuss that I could help with. Let's hear it then.
Can we talk, like, in a more professional setting, maybe not in a coffee house full of other random people? I give Ash a hesitant glance, but he just nods and gestures towards Andrew with his head. He's leaving this to me. It's my story to tell after all. I keep it short and concise. I found a letter in this old mansion, now I'm cursed. Exactly as I've told Ash and Zach when they asked about it. I don't mention the name of the place. No use saying it now that someone else legally owns it. No use dragging other people into my problem.
I'm sure it's that letter I found, but I don't know anymore. I just want to know how to escape this nightmare.
Of course. We're talking about the one in Anslem Village, aren't we?
Of course he knows.
How did you?
Because it's a famous place.
Don't look so surprised. There's only one place popular enough here if we're going to talk about hauntings. I once had a colleague who wrote about it and the urban legends surrounding the place. Years worth of study, but fascinating. It's a shame he passed away at such a young age. He would have done a much better job at explaining topics like this one compared to me.
Well, at least he's not calling us crazy. That's a good sign.
Ashton here might disagree, but it's an interesting topic in sociology, if you care to have an open mind.
Yeah, but Ashton does not.
Studying the science and theory behind it is completely different from outright believing in it.
You don't believe in those stories, sir?
Now, this isn't a question of belief. All I'm saying is things like these speak a lot about a place's culture and history.
Yep, that's true.
And it's not just limited to ghosts. Monsters, gods, you name it. Even you, Miss Santos.
What about me?
Yeah, what about us?
How you respond to these stories. It tells a lot about you and your upbringing, in the same way it tells me why our detective inspector here finds such topics absurd. Interesting, isn't it?
I suppose so, yes. My head is starting to spin from all of this. I'm not the smartest person around, but I understand what he's saying to get at. What he's trying to get at, I think. It's still too much to take in at once. I look at Ash for help, but his eyebrows are drawn in a frown. If he keeps staring like that at his cup, I'm pretty sure it'll crack soon.
There's still something you're not telling.
Didn't I tell you everything the other day?
Yeah, but you mentioned the rights, then you proceeded to drop the topic right after. What's with that?
They don't have anything to do with this.
Or maybe they do.
Rights. Luke and Hannah, right?
Yeah, they're the ones who got the place.
I'm not surprised. They're the kind who gets what they want once they set their eyes on it.
They sound like awful people.
From what I've heard. Word gets around.
As it usually does. A heavy sigh escapes my lips. Popular or not, they're just my clients. Albeit a little pushy, but just clients. End of story. I wish he'd stop pestering me about them. I know you're trying to help. Shut up, Ash. Let's not just yell at Ash for no reason. Seems unnecessary. I know you're trying to help. What did that get us? Oh good, he likes us more now. Great, Becca will hate us. Okay. What is it again that Becca does when dealing with a particularly difficult child? The pesky, annoying kind? I wish I could remember. I could certainly use the same trick right about now.
Ashton, look here. I know you're trying to help, but the deal's almost already closed. The papers are being prepared. Once it's done, it's over. I'm just their agent.
And when is that happening?
Soon, I guess.
When what? Is there even a purpose to this line of questioning?
Your working relationship with them. When's it going to end?
About a week from now. It depends on how long the approval process would take, but they wanted us to rush it.
Really? You're absolutely sure about that?
Yes?
Yes, really. Unless they want to buy a house again and want me and Rose to be their agent. If yes, then I don't see a problem with it. Now stop annoying me about it.
Don't accept it.
Yeah, it is weird.
What? Why? It's my job.
Oh lord, even my younger siblings aren't this difficult to deal with. Then again, Ash is far from a younger sibling to me. If he'd only spell it out, surely I'd understand. We wouldn't even have to talk about it right now. That's how it is, right? Find an even ground, talk about it like the adults we are. It wasn't like this before. But somewhere along the way, something has changed in us, as people, as friends. I wish there was a way I could tell when or why. Instead, I'm left searching blindly for reasons. The next thing we know, we'll be drifting further and further apart. How frustrating.
Now, kids, settle down. We're not going to solve anything by shouting.
Sorry, Sir Andrew.
And we're not going to solve anything either if you keep omitting things.
Speak for yourself. I'm not the only one doing it.
You'll have to forgive my former student, Miss Santos. He's always been the curious kind. Many people think he's lazy, but it's actually the opposite. I see that hasn't changed.
Oh, really? How is he back when he was your student?
Okay, Isabella, we have more important things to talk about right now. Quit getting sidetracked.
I'm sorry, I need to ask. He doesn't talk much about that.
And there's a reason why. Please don't.
Tried to sleep on the first day of class. He didn't repeat it after what I made him do when I caught him. Students like him are the easiest to deal with, once you know what piques their interest. I'd have to say, he's one of the very few who's actually interested in the subject, though. But there was this one time when...
By the end of the conversation, Ash looks like he's praying for the ground to swallow him. He's never been one to talk about himself. What I know about him are mostly bits and pieces I've gleaned over the years. He's an atrocious singer, he's bad at art, and he has a personal vendetta against mornings. So do I. Now it feels like he isn't that hard to figure out after all. Great. Awesome. What about the ghost thing? It's past noon when Andrew has to leave us for another meeting. But before we separate...
Miss Santos, a word of advice. Just keep in mind
Psychotherapy.
that when it comes to cases like this, things aren't always what they seem.
Okay. Naturally, the mansion in the letter was brought up several times during our talk. Did we talk about seeing the ghosts in the window? And though Ash is right, and that Andrew offers a different perspective, he has left me with more questions than answers instead. What is she? What does she want from me? Is she ever going to leave? They all continue to bug me after we've left the coffee shop. I don't even notice when Ash takes a different turn on our way back.
Where are we going? You can drop me off at the park.
Apparently we're going to the movie theater.
Guess. You have 3 chances.
I'm serious, Ash. Where are we going?
He doesn't answer, but shortly he stops his car in front of a small, nondescript food stall. This does not look like that. A little ways away from the movie house. If I wasn't paying closer attention, I would have missed it without a doubt. He motions for me to wait as he gets off the car and walks in its direction. Sheesh. If you want to buy something, just say it. No need to make yourself look mysterious. Makes you look more like a dork than cool. The wait isn't long, however. Soon he's walking back holding 2 fish-shaped cones in both hands. Ice cream, parfait, a cross of the two. By the time he's back inside the car, I've given up my effort to figure out what he bought. Not that it looks bad, it actually looks quite cute.
Here, take it.
I have to move my head back a little when he thrusts it at me to avoid ice cream and fruit toppings from ending up in my nose.
What's this for?
Aw, it's cute.
My arm's getting tired. 5, 4, 3, 2.
The wary glance, I take it off his hands. I still don't understand why there's a need for ice cream today. Nevertheless, I take a small bite. It's actually pretty good. It looks like it'd be good. It must have shown in my face, because he chuckles as soon as I take another one.
Saw the place open the other day when we watched Zach's movie. Thought I should give it a try. It doesn't seem like a bad place to get food from time to time.
And you're giving me free ice cream because...
He likes us.
Do I need to have a reason?
Are you really going to ask me that?
Here's the thing with Ashton Frey. He does not just treat anyone to free food because he feels like it. He is that much of Scrooge. Hell, he even asked me to teach him how to haggle once. Haggle! Of all people who'd ask me that. I'd have expected such a request from Becca, but Ash? Not at all. If I am going to be honest, he looks a bit constipated with that expression on his face right now. I think he's starting to regret ever buying this.
The other day? The movie with Zach and Rebecca? Rebecca's there, yeah, I think so. Yeah!
Wow! Smooth, Ash, smooth.
Anyway, during the movie, we, that's to say, we...
That's actually kind of cute.
Shit. Should have written down something first.
Yeah, probably.
Get to the point, Ashton.
Right. I'm sorry.
Is he trying to apologize to us? What?
Not I'm sorry for, not getting to the point. I'm sorry for the other day. I got carried away. I said things that upset you. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.
Aww.
Oh, okay.
Okay? That's all? That's all you're going to say?
What else are we supposed to say?
You're not still angry, are you?
You didn't have to buy me anything. A simple sorry would have been enough.
I bite into the cone again, a small attempt to keep myself occupied and relieve the heat crawling up my face. It doesn't work, but at least I don't have to look at him. Why am I feeling embarrassed over an apology? I have no idea, because he said it like that. It's not like it wasn't called for. They were being mean, especially him, and in that fraction of a second it hits me. He skipped his day off just for today. I should be the one apologizing and thanking him. Silence is an awkward company while we finish our respective snacks. There are words for this, for people like us, for understandings and sentiments like this. Yet, in this instant, they won't come. As promised, he drops me off at the park right after, phrases unsaid still hanging heavily in the air. Well, look at this park. Why does that little kid have pink hair? And look at the fountain with all the water moving. It's a pretty cool effect. In this weather, the city park is off a lazier and more languid vibe than usual. Where children are usually seen running around and playing, there are now people leaning back on their picnic blankets, simply enjoying the afternoon sun. The smell of food drifts from nearby carts, and if the wind blows in the right direction, one could catch a whiff of freshly trimmed grass. Maybe I should try walking home today, get my mind off things? To try and find the words somehow. I haven't done that in a while.
Thanks, Ash, for today.
No problem. Say hi to Rebecca for me.
Yeah, I will.
Even so, I linger. We both do. A mild, humid breeze brings the smell of dried leaves, warmed earth, and far-off distant memory. Of false starts and awkward first meetings. Same place, same people, playing the same parts. Funny how of all days, my brain chooses to remember it now.
Wait, Belle.
Ash exits his car. His strides are unsteady when he approaches me, or maybe this is his uncertainty showing? I'm not sure. He has never looked uncertain to me before. Always calm, always sure, always collected. He stopped a short distance from me, close enough that he's within arm's reach, but just far enough for his voice to be heard over a distant small talk. If this is what it's going to be, he fumbles for something in his pocket.
Here, catch.
Don't throw us things, we're not good at it. Oh, a small bag lands cleanly on my outstretched hands before it hits the ground. I raise an eyebrow at him, and he responds with shrugging and stuffing both his hands back into his pockets. Somewhere to the side, he finds an interesting spot to look at. Sometimes you have to wait, Papa said long ago. For once this time I listen. His voice is halting, hesitant, when he finds it again.
My mom used to make me carry around one of those when I was young. To ward off evil and bring you luck, she said. I don't believe in this kind of thing now. But if it makes you feel safe, since you're a total scaredy cat, then I guess it's okay to give you one.
That's very nice, but did he have to call us a scaredy cat? Perhaps, at the moment, there aren't any words for it. I've never been good with those. But right now, I can thank him in the best way I know. You're not bad after all. You can be nice when you're trying. Oh. Those both seem like okay answers. But they also sound like they're not great either. You're not bad after all. Let's see, did their relationship go down or up? It went up! Yay! I close the short distance separating us, and lightly in place a phrase one couldn't spin together for answers too early to seek out, I lean over. That's not what I thought would happen, but okay. Words unsaid, aww, and give him a little peck on the cheek. The touch is short, fleeting. The kind that speaks volumes of boundaries we don't often cross as friends. Nevertheless, the thought is there. It lingers. In the gentle autumn wind that passes the empty space separating us when I step back and look up at him with a smile. It's easy to express gratefulness this way, isn't it? At least, with my own family that's the case. For the two of us, I'm not quite sure. Did he understand? After all, gratitude is considerably harder to put into words when you've spent the latter half of your friendship teetering between good-natured jests and ruffling each other's feathers. Seconds pass before he clears his throat. His face has gone remarkably red, whether from the heat or something else I can't quite tell. But he understands. I know he does. Because the smile on him, when he finally meets my eyes, is the gentleness I've seen him show.
I, gotta go. Got some reports I forgot to file the other day.
Yeah, see you around. Thanks for the ice cream and the charm.
And Becca's going to murder us. If we see it, she's just going to get really pissed off.
Don't lose it. We won't find one here again if you do.
I won't. I might move like I have 2 left feet, but I know how to take care of my own stuff. I'm not a total klutz.
Mm-hmm.
I know. In Belle, remember that one time? Devlin Court?
Oh, I do. With all the clarity in the world.
You... At the time, when we... What I'm trying to say is that you can rely on me if something... anything happens. Not the exact same thing, of course, but you get the idea. I'll be around.
Aww.
I'll keep that in mind. You're not that bad after all.
Before leaving, he waves at me one last time. Next time we talk, we'll be back to the way we were. Because at the end of the day, that's how things have always moved between us. What we're familiar with, what we're comfortable with. But for all that, it's always easy to put my own faith in him. I just hope. New thing. Professor Clark, Ashton Gray, and Isabel Santos meet up at the coffee house to discuss the rumors surrounding the mansion. The professor warned the young woman not to take everything at face value. Before parting ways at the park, Ashton gave Isabel a charm that supposedly wards off evil to help put her mind at rest. At ease. I just hope I can keep them safe, keep him safe. A light wind blows again, sending dried leaves swirling in a distinct smell of earth into the air. For the first time, the sunlight feels less harsh. Maybe a walk is good. I need to visit the grocery too. Come to think of it, wasn't there an art store that opened recently near the park? ... The cat's name is... I can't pronounce that. Bertha. Or at least that's what his collar says. It's an odd name to give a cat in my opinion. But it speaks grace, much like the one that carries it. It shows in the way he swishes his tail and his eyes follow my hand's every movement. I'm not sure what he finds fascinating in me. To be honest, I wasn't the very picture of grace when he found me after all. It was a bad idea carrying 2 heavy bags of newly bought art materials and groceries without help, or a sure ride home. In hindsight, perhaps I shouldn't have bought all these at the same time. I didn't even make it past the park. And now I'm suffering underneath the glaring afternoon sun, hunched up on a park bench and drenched in sweat, in the company of a cat, curiously watching my every movement. I hope it stays where it is. It's just a black cat, but at home, they're considered ill omens. I feel like that's kind of everywhere, but I love black cats. They're so cute.
Don't look at me like that. I can act graceful as well if I want to.
Not that I've ever acted graceful in my life, of course. Growing up with rowdy younger brothers, and the sister does that. Or maybe it's the opposite. Mama used to call me a little troublemaker before. Well, graceful or not, there's no use moping. A short breather, and then I'm off home. Besides, it isn't like the company's bad, even if it's a cat. As long as it doesn't bite, or crosses my path.
Well, where's your owner, anyway?
He has one, doesn't he? An owner? That's what the collar's for, isn't it? A bandage wrapped on one of its paws, though. I wonder what happened to it. Did he run away?
Well, if you don't have one, I won't be able to take you in. My apartment doesn't allow pets.
Blasphemy.
I tried to bring one home before. A cat. Not black, of course.
Mean?
And Rebecca threw a fit before the landlady could.
Well, Becca's a bitch. I take a small packet of sweets from one of my bags beside me and pop it open. As I'm about to put one into my mouth, it meows. My hand stops.
Do you want one?
It's a cat, it wants whatever you have. Not like a dog, it just wants to take it and then not eat it. He doesn't meow again, as I'm expecting him to, but I take his unblinking gaze as a yes. I shift a piece into my palm and hold it out for him warily. He sniffs it at once, twice before...
Baruthia!
Baruthia is its name. So its name is not Bertha. Great. Like a good, properly trained pet, Baruthia responds as soon as he's called. Recognition comes as soon as my head snaps in the direction of the voice. Miss Kala. Miss Kala. Marianne. Hard to miss. What with her height?
I'm sorry. Did my cat hurt you?
No, he's a good kitty.
Miss Santos, was it? I'm surprised to see you here.
Nice to meet you again, Miss McCullough.
McCullough. Thank you, game.
Were you harmed in any way? I'm sorry. Baruthiel's not exactly fond of other people. Even run away from the veterinarian right now.
Oh no, he was just sniffing my hand earlier.
My Baruthiel's a she.
It sounded like a girl name, but you know, what do I know? She? All this time I thought... The pot and conversation is, if this can be called one, is uncomfortable. We're merely two people working different jobs for the same client. Frankly, meeting like this doesn't happen a lot, and if it does, a simple nodding of heads is enough. Still, trying to be friendly wouldn't hurt, right? Talk about her cat. Talk about her job. Her cat is more important. Apparently not. I keep my tone cordial and warm.
I'm actually surprised you have a cat, Miss McCullough.
And why exactly is that? There are a lot of people who have pets.
Okay, I see why this is a negative thing. Not, your cat is really pretty. Where did you get it from? Why did you name your cat that? No, why do you have a cat? That's weird, is pretty much what we went with.
Yeah, but not a black one. I'm amazed you're taking care of one.
I don't understand what you're trying to get at. Is there a problem with my cat?
Yeah, I should have thought she would have gone this route.
No, not at all. She's very sweet. Just in other cultures, aren't they a sign of bad luck?
Back at home it is. My grandmother used to tell me stories about it, and
Nothing has happened to me so far.
displeasure is evident on her face. Of course, I'd forgotten that for other people, black cats are an omen of good luck. There you go again, running your mouth off, Isabella. I rack my brain for a way to remedy the situation, but she holds out a hand.
This is a good place to stop and end this conversation, don't you think so?
Yeah,
It is good to see you again, Santos.
a complete dismissal if I've ever heard one. Yeah, that did not go well. I watch her as she leaves, though she stops shortly before crossing the threshold separating the park and the street. She faces me again, looking like there's something she's forgotten to say.
By the way, about the Ermengarde Mansion, with my clients, it's the rights, I mean.
Are they creepy? Because they seem creepy.
I hope you don't mind me asking, but has the deal been finalized?
I don't know.
There's still a few papers they need, but the house is more or less theirs now.
Ah, thank you. That's all I needed to know.
Wait, about the mansion.
It's creepy and
The,
haunted. The letter, the same one they saw. Whoever she is, she's asking for help. Someone. I want to tell Miss Kalal, call Marianne. The urban legends aren't just legends anymore. They're real. She is not going to believe me.
Don't mind me. I need to go too.
Also, if our lives depend on her saving us, we will most certainly die.
Have a good day, Miss McCullough.
Makala. I hastened to pick up the bags and left on the bench and ran as far as my legs could take me. That sounds awfully loud for dirt. In that moment, what I'm carrying in my hands weighs far lighter than the overwhelming guilt trying to consume me. Home. I want to go home. Anywhere where I won't have to be reminded of the house. Of her. Of my own cowardice. That literally sounds like gibberish. Aw, kitty! Meow! While looking after a lost cat, Isabella Santos met the interior designer, Marianne Kalal, by chance. She also happened to be the cat's owner. The two were seen having a small talk before Isabella abruptly left. The food tastes less appetizing tonight. A pity. One would think that someone who had been on a continuous binge of instant noodles would find home-cooked meal enjoyable, but it isn't. Hunger isn't what is gnawing at me tonight. Neither are my sore muscles. The TV runs loudly in the background, but what it says barely registers in my brain. It's hard when things you're trying to forget keep returning to the forefront of your mind. It distracts you, eats at you, devours you. I wish this would stop. I wish I wasn't the one who picked it up. I wish it was somebody else.
In other local news, a woman was found dead in her home.
Wonderful. We'll end the episode here. We'll see where this goes for us. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. I am Tato Cat. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.